am here today with another Let's Make Lunch. And this time on Let's Make Lunch, we have got two things put together into one recipe. We have grilled cheese and we have hot dogs. So basically this is called grilled cheese hot dogs. And they are really good. And I had not seen this until just recently. I was looking through some recipes and I found it. And I thought, ooh, this would be a very good Let's Make Lunch recipe because it's really easy and only uses a few ingredients and it's really tasty. So for our ingredients for today, all we need is some butter, your choice of cheese, a good melting cheese, a hot dog. You can use turkey dogs, veggie dogs, beef dogs, whatever kind of dogs you like, and a hot dog bun. For our equipment, you just need a knife, a cutting board, and a non-stick skillet. And that is all we need. So, as usual, I have a little history lesson. So we're going to learn a little bit about the hot dog right here in the United States and where it came from. To the best of our knowledge, there's a little discrepancy in that, and how it became popular. So, sausages have been made back in Europe for generations and generations, and the original sausage that kind of looks the most like a hot dog would probably be something that came from Germany or Austria, and it probably looked very similar, but it was just served as a sausage over there. So the immigrants that came over to the United States from Europe brought with them a lot of their foods. So there was a gentleman by the name of Charles Feltman who came over here and he opened a hot dog stand on Coney Island in 1867. And he was noted as the first person to put a hot dog or a sausage warmed up into a bun with toppings on it. So that is basically the hot dog as we know it now. Another interesting part of that story is that Charles Feltman had an employee in 1915 named Nathan Handwerker, who was a Jewish immigrant from Poland. And he worked very hard and earned $11 a week for his job as a bun splitter for the Coney Island hot dog place. And he lived on hot dogs for an entire year to save his money, and he slept on the kitchen floor for a whole year to save enough money, $300, to start his own hot dog stand. And he knew that his competitor was selling hot dogs for 10 cents each. So Nathan sold his hot dogs for only 5 cents each, and everybody flocked to his hot dog stand, and the other competing hot dog stand ended up closing. And that place that cut their prices to 5 cents for a hot dog has become what we now know it as Nathan's Famous, and they have been in business ever since. So, just a fun little story about hot dogs. Who knew? We are now ready to make our grilled cheese hot dogs. Woo! All right, so our first step is we're going to do what Mom probably tells you not to do with your hot dog buns. We're going to smush it up a little bit. So what we're going to do, if you have a side opening one, you'll open it on the side. Mine is a top opening one. So you're going to just open it up, leave it together, but open it up, and then the fun part, we're going to squish it. You don't want to squish it completely, but you want to squish it pretty good. See? So you got a lot of squishing going on there. Awesome. All right. So, like any other grilled cheese, you're going to need some butter on it. So these are going to be the outside, even though they're the crust. We are going to use those as the outside today. So what you want to do is butter both sides of your hot dog bun, the outside. Oops. Just like so. So for my cheese, I said I've used a cheddar. like I said, you can use any kind of cheese you like. You can grate it if you want. I've cut mine fairly thin, so I'm just going to put it in that way. So we've got our bun ready to go. Our cheese is ready to go because I've sliced that. So the next thing we need to do is we need to open up our hot dog. So we're going to open it up kind of like a book, right? So that it lays flat on the bun. So what we're going to do is carefully take our knife and put it towards the middle of the hot dog, and you just want to slowly kind of guide it through there. You don't want to cut all the way through if you can help it. If you do, it's not a big deal. You can just put them next to each other. Not a big deal. But I'm going to try to not cut all the way through. Just kind of open it up a little bit. And then, as you see, we have like a little hot dog book. All right, so the next thing is the assembly of the hot dog. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the cheese on both sides. So you want it to stick together, like stick the hot dog in between the cheese. So we've got cheese on both sides. And I've had my pan heating on the stove for a little while, so that's gonna be hot. And then we just put our hot dog right on the one side of the bun. We're gonna take this all over to our skillet, and we're just going to put that right in there. Just gonna wipe hands a little bit. Here it sizzle. Okay, so what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna flip this side over. Whoops. Got a little out of control there. Gotta make sure you keep your hands out of there. All right, use your tools, all right? And we're just gonna press it down a little bit. Press it down, let it get a little flat, get the cheese starting to melt. We're just letting this cook on the one side till it browns. Well, it's not going to brown up a lot because it's the outside of the bun, which is already brown. But it'll start to kind of crisp up a little bit. And then we're going to flip it around to the other side. And again, press it down. Flatten it out a little bit. Get that cheese melted on the other side. You can see the cheese is starting to melt. Exactly what we want it to do. So I like to press it down a little bit. Really get that cheese melted. You can hear that? It's kind of crispy. All right, you might be ready to go. There we go. So you got a little toasty on the other side. So I believe this is going to be done. So I'm going to make sure I turn my stovetop off. And we are going to gently take this out of the pan and place it on our plate. And I'm just going to take that off the heat as well. All right, so we've got our grilled cheese dog. It's pretty yummy looking. Some melted cheese in there. You can serve this with ketchup, mustard, onions, sauerkraut, whatever you like on your hot dog. You can just serve it with that. Or if you just like to eat it plain, that's fine too. You could serve this with a salad with some maybe some carrot sticks, some celery, an apple, you know, some veggies to go with it to make it a healthier option. So and a nice lunch. So that is the end of the grilled cheese hot dogs. Thank you so much for joining us again for Let's Make Lunch, and we will see you again next time.